folks, and welcome to the Horror Corner. Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Horror Corner. I'm your host, Sean Erschen, and this week we are discussing the big elephant in the room, and that is the fact that Neve Campbell, Miss Sidney Prescott herself, is not going to be returning to the Scream franchise for the 6th installment. So yeah, what do you guys think, huh? This is a big deal, you know. It's hard to imagine Scream without Sidney Prescott, you know. She's been such a big part of the franchise, and she's become such an iconic character, you know. She's like the ultimate survival girl, the ultimate final girl, you know. She's in that league with, you know, some of the biggest final girls, or horror heroines, if you will, in horror. Like Jamie Lee Curtis, she's up there with, you know, Sigourney Weaver in Alien, you know, Nancy in Nightmare on Elm Street. She's right up there with them, you know. Many people consider her the best, you know, because she's such a badass, you know. She takes no crap at all, you know. She wasn't just like the girl next door that kind of got stalked by this madman and, you know, just kind of fought back to survive. It's more than that. She was already kind of hardened from the get-go, you know, given what happened with, you know, her mom being murdered and stuff like that. So she was already kind of hardened. So she was kind of a badass from the get-go, you know. It wasn't like Laurie Strode, where she had no idea what was going on, that some guy was chasing her around. So yeah, she's such a vital character to the Scream franchise, but how important is she? That's the question here, is how much should she make for being in the 6th installment? Or do they want to move on from the original cast and kind of create a new generation of Scream without the old characters, you know? Maybe they're leaning towards that way, you know. So this is what Neve Campbell had to say. Sadly, I won't be making the next Scream film. As a woman, I have had to work extremely hard in my career to establish my value, especially when it comes to Scream. I felt the offer that was presented to me did not equate to the value I have brought to the franchise. And you wonder, like, why would they not offer Sidney Prescott such a, you know, large sum of money for her role, you know? Was it less than what she was getting before? Was it less than what she made in Scream 5? Interesting, you know? Or does she want more just because she doesn't really want to keep returning, you know, so make it worth their while, you know, to keep returning, you know. Maybe she's at that point that she doesn't want to just come back for peanuts, you know. Give us some money, you know, that's what she feels. She feels she's such an important part of Scream, you know, that she should get some respect and get paid what she feels she deserves. But then you gotta think, did she have just a small role? You know, was it just like a little cameo in Scream 6? Or was this like the final go-around for Sidney Prescott? Were they gonna end it and, you know, kind of kill off her character, or just kind of end her story? That's something I wonder, you know, were they going to end it and maybe that wasn't enough for her, you know, maybe she didn't agree with the way they were going to end it, you know, maybe there's more to it than that. Yeah, so what do you guys think? I know that Matthew Lillard and Jamie Kennedy have spoken out in her favor. You know, they support her, they support her decision, and they're upset at the movie company for not giving her what she wants, you know. And you have to wonder, you know, how important is Sidney Prescott? Is she Scream, or can they kind of move on from her, you know? And do you feel that she's not getting what she deserves? I mean, we don't know what they offered her, you know. And certainly she deserves a lot because, you know, yeah, she is the icon of the Scream franchise. There's no question about it. At least in my eyes. I mean, she's by far the biggest character and most important character in the Scream franchise. Even though the past couple ones, her character has not really been at the forefront. She's only kind of, you know, like Scream 5, she kind of didn't really get involved in the movie until like the last act, really, you know. So her character was not at the forefront in the last movie, so. And then you gotta think, you know, just because she's not in Scream 6 doesn't mean she's not going to be in Scream 7 or 8 or however many they make after this one, you know. You have got to believe that at some point they want her back to end her story, you know, and give her some dignity, you know, the character closure, you know. You've got to think that there's no way they're just going to leave it hanging, you know, and just let the character of Sidney Prescott just be written off, you know, off screen, and just say, oh yeah, she died in a car accident, you know, like they tried to do back in Halloween 4 with Laurie Strode's character, just saying that, you know, she died in a car accident or whatever, you know. That's not going to fly with Sidney Prescott, you know. That didn't fly with Laurie Strode either, because they brought her back at H2O, and then, you know, back in Halloween 2018, you know. That was not enough, you know. That doesn't cut. You can't have an iconic character like Laurie Strode just go out like that, you know. You gotta have her go out with some dignity and respect, you know. Like they did with the last film, you know. With the respect they gave the legacy characters in that film, you know. So, another thing I'm interested in is to see what will happen with Courtney Cox's character, because now she's going to be the only one of the surviving cast members in Scream 6, so you've got to wonder what they're going to do with that. I'm curious, you know. Yeah, and I guess it is going to have some returning characters too, like from previous entries of Scream. Not the main cast, but the past couple movies. Julianne Hough, I believe it is returning, and a lot of people are excited about that. So yeah, I'm certainly excited for Scream 6, even though Neve Campbell's not going to be in it. I'm still going to be on board. I do still want to check it out, because I did enjoy Scream 5 quite a bit. I thought it was a really good movie, really well done, and it was amazing that they could come out with a movie that good, considering Wes Craven is not around anymore. He wasn't around to direct or give his advice or anything. And they were still able to make a really solid Scream movie that fell in line with all the rest of the films, you know, fits right in, you know. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do going forward. Are they going to kind of insert some new flavor into the franchise, make it go in a little bit of a different direction, then kind of just following that formula that they've been using all this time, or they're going to go in a new direction? So, especially now that you only have one legacy character left, are they going to try to attempt to make an all-new Scream franchise that's not connected with the legacy characters of the original franchise, you know? That will be interesting to see. So what do you guys think? Do you think they need to just pay up and give Neve Campbell what she means, because she needs to be in Scream 6 no matter what, you know. I'm sure a lot of people do feel that way. For me, I'm not sure. It depends on how much her role was. I mean, yeah, is she such an important character? Yeah, absolutely. But it depends how much was she asking, you know. If she's just doing a cameo, a little cameo, she doesn't deserve to be paid $50 million or some crazy amount like that, you know. She's just doing like a cameo for a minute. But if she had a substantial role, like more so than what she had in Scream 5, then I would say, yeah, give her what she wants, you know. I certainly would like to see her return to the franchise at some point, even if she's not in 6, maybe come back in 7 or 8, you know, to kind of wrap her storyline. They have to wrap up her storyline with respect and dignity and honor, because she is such an iconic character. There's no way you can just write off that character and, you know, leave it up in the air, or just say something stupid like she died in a car wreck, or she died off screen or something, you know. There needs to be respect, and they need to wrap it up and have closure for her character, you know, in a big way. So, regardless. So, yeah, it's interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Scream 6, how it turns out without Sidney Prescott, you know. Is going to be like a huge void in the franchise and the series without Neve Campbell? It could be. It could very well be, you know. We may feel that the series really needs her, you know. You know, bring her back right away, you know. That could be the case. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it definitely sucks that she's not coming back, you know. It definitely is disappointing that they couldn't come to an agreement. But they didn't, and that's just what we have to deal with, you know. Alright guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and give me a like, give me a subscribe, and thank you for joining me, Sean Patrick Erschen, in the Horror Corner. Tune in and stay scared. Folks, don't forget to grab your Sean Patrick Erschen gear and represent the Horror Corner. Also, check out these awesome mugs we have, perfect for your coffee. And definitely check out the Horror Hangout live stream t-shirt and represent the legacy of the Horror Hangout. Check out the link in the description below this video.